Good morning, friends. Today we'll discuss centerless grinding. In a centerless grinding process, it is a method of grinding external cylindrical, tapered, and formed surfaces on workpieces that are not held and rotated between centers or in chuck. That is called as a centerless grinding. In the previous lecture, we'll discuss center type grinding process, which is shown in the diagram. Center type means this one is a workpiece and the workpiece is mounted between two centers and it will be revolved. Similarly, this one is a grinding wheel and the grinding wheel is also rotate and they feed against the work and you have to remove the external surface of the work, and this type of process is called as a center type. But in the today's lecture we'll discuss the centerless process, which is shown in the second diagram. The centerless process, the job is cannot mounted between two centers. This is nothing but the work, and on the both side of the work, this one is a grinding wheel and another one is called as a regulating wheel. And the grinding wheel as well as the regulating wheel both are rotate in a same direction, but this work is rotate in a opposite direction of grinding wheel as well as the regulating wheel, and this work is mounted on the supporting blade, and this type of example is called as a centerless grinding. The centerless grinding is classified under two categories, in that first external centerless grinding and second one is an internal centerless grinding. This process is classified again into the three categories. A is a through feed grinding, second one is a plunge grinding, and third one is a internal grinding. The first grinding process is a through feed grinding process. In the through feed grinding process, this grinding wheel is rotated in a clockwise direction and the regulating wheel is rotated it is also in a clockwise direction. The regulating wheel is used to regulate the work, means to give the motion to the work by using the regulating wheel. Means the regulating wheel are rotated in a clockwise direction, then the work is rotated in a opposite to that of the regulating wheel, it means anti-clockwise direction. And the regulating wheel is tilted in some angle, and due to the tilting movement of the regulating wheel, the work is moves in a forward direction continuously, and this forward motion of the work is held to ground the whole shaft or whole work, and you have to remove the small amount of material, and the process is called as a through feed process because of the work is moves continuously in a forward direction and you have to grind the whole external surface of the work. Second example is called as a plunge grinding. In a plunge grinding, the grinding wheel and regulating wheel are, its width is more than the surface of the workpieces. And in this type of grinding, you have to remove the external surface of the work by using that process in a very small areas. The workpiece has a smaller areas, and the grinding and regulating wheel width is larger than the grounded area of the work, and that type of process is called as a flinch grinding. Means here the both regulating and grinding wheel are more in width than work length to be ground. And third is called as a internal grinding. In an internal grinding, this is a regulating wheel is rotate in some constant speed. This one second is called as a pressure roll, which is also rotate in the same direction as that of the regulating wheel. And the support roll is also rotate in the same direction of a regulating wheel. But the workpiece are rotate in a opposite direction. And this type of grinding, you have to remove the internal surface of the work. Those workpieces are hollow. For grinding the hollow workpieces, you have to use the internal grinding process. Let us discuss the detail in an external centerless grinding. In an external centerless grinding process, this one is a grinding wheel and this is called as a regulating wheel. This regulating wheel are rotate in some constant speed. Then the regulating wheel are regulate the work. Means the regulating wheel is gives motion to the work. Means the regulating wheel are rotates, then work is also rotate. But regulating wheel are rotate, the work is rotate in opposite direction of rotation of the regulating wheel. And here this grinding wheel are rotate in the same direction of a regulating wheel. Here the regulating wheel are mounted or it is tilted in some angle from 0 to 10 degree because of this angle is given to the regulating wheel to give the feed movement to the rod. Means this work is rotate in a forward direction due to the tilting movement of the regulating wheel, and you have to perform the operation on the work throughout the work. That's why to give the tilting moment to the regulating wheel and remove the external surface of the work. This process is called as a external centerless grinding. Here also you have to show this grinding wheel which is rotate in a clockwise direction. This regulating wheel is also rotate in a clockwise direction, but the work is rotate in a anti-clockwise direction to opposite to that of the grinding wheel as well as regulating wheel. And this arrow shows the direction of this work in a forward direction due to the tilting moment of the regulating wheel. Let us discuss the detail internal centerless grinding process. In the internal centerless grinding process, this is a regulating wheel is rotates some constant speed. This regulating wheel is used to regulate the work, means this work is in contact with the regulating wheel and the work is rotated in the opposite direction of motion of the regulating wheel. Here one of the addition roller is used in an internal grinding process is a pressure roll to give the pressure to the work. Because of the regulating wheel and work both are continuously in contact with each other, due to you have to apply some pressure by using the pressure roll to the work. And this supporting roll, the supporting roll is used to give the support to the work. This regulating wheel, pressure roll and supported roll both are rotated in the same direction of motion, but the work is rotated in a opposite direction of motion of the regulating wheel, pressure roll and supported roll. And this one is grinding wheel is provided internally. Because of this the internal centerless grinding, and you have to remove the internal surface of the work. With the grinding wheel are rotated in a constant speed and you have to remove the internal surface of the workpieces. So this type of grinding process is called as a internal centerless grinding. Advantages of centerless grinding: as the workpiece is supported throughout the entire length, grinding is done very accurately. Second, small, slender and fragile workpieces can be ground easily. Third, no checking or mounting of work on the mandrel and other holding devices are required. Fourth, as the process is continuous, it is best adapted for production work. Fifth, the size of work can be easily controlled. A low order of skill is needed in the operation of the machine. These are some advantages. There are some disadvantages of the centerless grinding, and that first, the hollow work, there is no certainty that the outer diameter will be concentric with the inside diameter. These are the drawback. Means the internal diameter is not concentric with the outer diameter. So these difficulties is happen in a centerless grinding process. Because of this, job is cannot be mounted between the centers, and that's why this problem, these difficulties are occur in a centerless grinding process. Means outer diameter is not concentric with the inside diameter. And second disadvantages is that the work having the multiple diameters are not handled easily. Those diameters, those jobs of multiple diameters which cannot be handled easily. So these are the drawbacks of centerless grinding process. Thank you friends. Thank you very much.